What a jam. That was a jam. Welcome into the Dug In Podcast. It's your previous host, Age2K6. Back again with another episode. Please follow us on all social medias at the Dug In Pod, at Dug In Pod, on Twitter, at Dug In Pod on YouTube, at Dug In Pod on Spotify. All the socials, all the Facebook, all everything. So we're joined today with our host for this week, Ben Winegard, our Night 23, and our panel, Willie Icy Frozen, Will, and Shelby, Itchy Witchy Shelby. And you can follow us on all of our socials right above our videos. So Ben, take it away. I know we gave you a hard time last time about hosting, but no pressure this time.
Yeah, too bad nobody saw us giving them a hard time.
Wow, it's gonna be like that. You know what? I'm taking the wheel, and I just want to say right off the bat that this show is now a Captain America appreciation podcast. My boy, we have evidence in the MCU that he got laid, and that's all that matters. That's all we're talking about tonight. maybe top one post-credit scene of all time, but we'll get there in a bit. Let's start off with House of the Dragon, though. I think we got to start off. Game of Thrones is back, everybody. It is.
Is it?
Is it? Is it?
Is it?
Well, I've been having to battle Will in text messages on the side because half our group didn't even watch it for some reason. They're all acting a fool. So Will and I have been texting. Will, I'm gonna let you start. What did you think? Bring us in on House of the Dragon here.
It's not even the same song anymore. They changed the key to make it different.
Shelby, don't do this. We are 2 minutes into this podcast. Don't make me do this to you. You will not ruin this for me. House of Dragons, Dim Dragons.
Dim Dragons, Dale.
It's back. Dim Dragons. It's back, man. It was a wonderful episode. This was like season 1 through 4 Game of Thrones type episode. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm in. We had dragons in the first 120 seconds. That's 2 minutes for everybody that likes to do conversions. We got the Targaryens, who are hideous, by the way. Let's start there. But they're also all inbred, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
I just want to know before you keep going. This show got a $20 million budget per episode. I saw today. That's higher than season 8, which was at like 15. That's higher than they did not have any money for wigs in this show. What is going on, man?
Our makeup,
terrible.
I think the wigs are awful, but I think the makeup was on purpose because they have to look. They all look the same. They have to look inbred.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it kind of helps.
Could they be attractive inbred people? Like, why they gotta look terrifying and give you the creeps?
You show me an attractive inbred person.
Did you see the cast of Game of Thrones? Like everyone who was on Game of Thrones, whether they were Targaryen or what, were all like really, really attractive. And then this season we get Matt James just giving off like predatory, inappropriate relation vibe.
Getting the Targaryen experience in its full glory. It was amazing.
Yeah, I really don't think I'm paying that much detail to the wigs in the show when there's so much set design and there's all kinds of armor everywhere. There's all kinds of material everywhere. They brought back the set from King's Landing. It looks okay. It's you could tell they kind of are still constructing a little bit of King's Landing, and that's the whole point of it, to bring you back to where everything was destroyed or set in stone before King's Landing was a shithole, basically. But just even looking at the picture right above, his armor looks sick. All the fight scenes were sick. Even in the birthing room, it was great design with the pictures they had on the wall, and you could tell that room was for trying to get a kid born or trying to make a son. So I'm not going to give him that much.
I mean, the set design is the only thing and like costumes for the most part, is the only thing that's ever been consistent in Game of Thrones for the most part. Like, it's always great. It's always beautiful to look at. There's always so many like intricate little details that you can pick out, so on and so forth. So, I mean, they definitely do great in hiring of those departments. I don't know if it's the same one from Game of Thrones or if they went with somebody else, but
yeah, let's see. Hair and makeup.
Yeah, what? Same.
It's all right, so she's done a lot, but Cursed, Bridgerton, Ted Lasso, The Witcher, House of the Dragon. Yeah, I mean, Witcher's wig was kind of off the first season too.
Yeah, it was pretty whack. I'm sure it'll find itself, and I'm assuming they're going to renew it pretty quickly for season 2, even with all the nonsense we've been talking about on here with HBO, because it had the biggest HBO premiere ever, even bigger than Game of Thrones proper and all that stuff. But like you said too, with the jousting scene, they had that GoPro shot or whatever, the handycam on the horse. That was incredible. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. That was great.
I like that a lot.
That was
I
so
was
good.
just very pleased that they did not kill that horse when the Targaryen dude cheated, or else I don't think I would have continued watching the show.
Yeah, it almost turned into John Wick, and he just got up. Yeah, he just walked away. It's like, okay, the horse is good. Shelby's still in. We're all right. Everybody else died though. That was fine. Again, horses over people, dogs over people. We get it, but. The one thing though too, they still cannot figure out how to shoot in the darkness. What was up with that? They did the whole city watch scene and you couldn't see anything.
That scene,
I saw
again.
That scene was ridiculous.
Okay, y'all need to calibrate your TVs. Okay, none of this.
Necessarily want to see any of that all up close, so like it was fine with it. Like yeah, the genitals on the stump or whatever. Like that was clear enough.
I want to see somebody get their penis cut off in high def.
Oh,
I don't want the dimly lit scene.
Oh my.
Yeah, we don't want to half-ass
3D.
Half-ass the penis cut off. Yeah. So.
Well, the other thing that you kind of touched on it a little bit. And I'll put the image up here for the ratings on Sunday night. They were pretty big. So here,
yeah.
So I think it was what 10 million viewers.
10. It was 990, 10 million basically. And like Ben said, it's the best premiere on a Sunday night. And then look at the list. Next one was NASCAR, 90 Day Fiance.
Yes, coming in hot.
Then of course the NFL is going to take over on Sunday nights, but it's good to see like where this lines up ahead of that. And then NASCAR rain delay got number 5 over, all the other programming that comes on Sundays. So, yeah, Sunday's a good spot for it. I hope that other shows take notice and try to drop their shows on times that kind of open.
I mean, it feels that's what Disney did too with Wednesday. Like Wednesday's untouched by football. Then they've already kind of trained us now with the Marvel shows and the Star Wars show, and then they moved it. So I don't know why they moved She-Hulk to Thursday. So there goes that. But it seems like it must be. But it's it seems like they're carving out their own days. And I mean, Sunday's always been HBO though. That's their sweet spot. So and now with HBO Max too, I don't know if those 10 million counted the HBO Max viewers too, or the day after, which is always a big thing with streaming too. So those numbers can be even higher. Like this is back to almost being a phenomenon. Again, it's episode 1, but considering how bad all of us were out after Game of Thrones, why are we watching another show? And we're all like, all right, let's give it another shot. We're gonna watch another week at least, probably the season.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop watching it. Like,
but we're all kind of.
I usually don't watch HBO shows live as they come out unless we're doing reviews on them. And the last show that I've done that with was Game of Thrones and Westworld season 3, and I was disappointed by both of them. So I was like,
I want to know if anybody else felt a little bit more justified in the ending of Game of Thrones with Daenerys just laying just burning it all to the ground, because after Monday's episode and just the constant crap, they know women can rule the kingdom or only for breeding crap. I was like, Daenerys, burn it all to the goddamn ground. Like, I'm done. I quit. So I felt a little bit better about the ending though.
See, I felt the opposite though. I felt they shoehorned that in to justify what they made as an ending, and it just seemed like really forced.
No, I think they tied it in just fine. They said at the
very
beginning they put it 172 years before Daenerys. Okay,
yeah,
it's in the background, and then at the end of the first episode they kind of like lay in the Song of Ice and Fire, which tinfoil. They could. It
sounds nothing like the ending.
No, they can go back and redo seasons 6 through 8 or something like that.
You can't go back.
You can you can go back and fix it. Go back and fix it. Why?
No.
Why
all right, George Lucas, calm down. You're not gonna go and put tauntauns in the back every shot.
I'm saying
we really wanted to have a White Walker here, but we didn't. No, we're not doing that.
Reshoot the whole thing. Just start over.
No.
You're back to wishful thinking. I make it a 22 episode order. Let's put it all out there. Put it all on film.
Release the
$1 trillion budget.
Don't start that hashtag. Oh my god.
All right. No, but seriously, like, they tied it in well. And at the end, they kind of mentioned there's this looming threat of the Targaryens need to be on the throne for the rest of time because of this looming threat. Not just because they want power, of course, but because there's going to be some kind of big fight going down. So it adds some weight to when they eventually lose it. And it adds some weight to the fight over the throne. Who's best equipped to handle this situation? Who's going to be on the secret?
Targaryens still handled it in the end anyway. Like, even though the what's-their-faces, Cersei and her whole herd were on the throne, like, they didn't have anything to do with the fall of the night. I can't remember these names. The creepy, icy man with the hair and the prosthetics and the Night King. Yeah,
she got it right. That's it.
It is the Night King. Okay, so I mean, like, I've been seeing like a lot of debate back and forth about like, oh, what's George R.R. Martin's ending going to be? Is it different? But like, if you just like think about it, the Targaryens were essentially the ones who were able to end the threat, even if they weren't on the throne. They were still leading the initiative, at least, since they were like ants. No, of course I didn't read the books. They're so long and so dense.
Did anybody here read the books except for me?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, in the books,
you think I'm about going to sit down and read a Game of Thrones book? You've lost your mind.
Even audio is like 23 hours worth of listening. That's too much.
And it's great audio. That man is a treasure. One of the best voice actors of all time. Rest in peace. But in the
that was a
book,
downer.
but in the books, he talks about the prince that was promised, and it could be these several people. And in the show, they kind of translate
Sounds
that
like
to
Harry
it
Potter.
being, yeah, it kind of translates into being Jon Snow. But then they took all that away when Arya killed the Night King. So I'm hoping, because they already kind of went off from the book, apparently, for the first episode, but not drastically. They're still talking about doing the whole way through with the book and following its script. And hopefully they keep it that way, because his story sounds pretty nice. So
They really let Arya kill the Night King.
with a
She's a boss ass bitch.
Moment was too big for him. He pissed down his leg. You know, it happens.
We got someone that said, "Who reads nowadays?"
See? Exactly.
Sir,
As long as it's
Media
not
dudes
George
can
R.
do
R.
it, but-
Martin.
support your local libraries.
And bookstores.
The books you want to read, the author doesn't even want to finish his books. Why would I read them?
Mic drop.
All right. All right. On that note, we had another premiere this week. I mentioned it earlier. She-Hulk came out. So, got women in the workplace now in the MCU. Even though we said earlier that maybe they don't like women as much, but they put her front and center. So
no.
let's see what we thought. Let's see what we thought about the She-Hulk. Shelby, what'd you think?
So do you remember back when we were watching Mrs. Marvel, Miss Marvel, not Mrs. Maisel,
Oh.
different show. And
Good
we
show, good
complained
show.
so much. Yeah, great show, except that episode before the last episode where it was just like bing bang boom, everything is done. I don't know what they were trying to do with She-Hulk in the beginning. Like, I have a lot more questions than I have answers, and I hope that they're going to get answered. Like, we've been watching the Hulk for damn near what feels like 20 years now. They just now said that if he bleeds on somebody, that it could turn them into the Hulk, or I would assume kill them if they don't have this genetic mutation gene. Like, why is it all of a sudden he bleeds on her and she's the She-Hulk? Seems just a little sketchy. But also, the fight scenes are really, really great. Like, their fight scene I really enjoyed it. But then it was just like, bing, bang, boom, here's this villain. I don't even know her name. Just comes in. Who the hell are you? So-and-so, attorney at law, sucker kick, into the wall, arrested. I'm ready to give my closing statement now. Like, what the hell was that? That
But
was
she took her shoes
awful.
off so she could save them for later. She didn't want
That
to
was-
ruin the
Thank
shoes, you know?
God, don't
I was
ruin the
hot.
really crappy black pumps. But I'm just like, what was that? You like built it up and built it up and built it up, and then it was just like such a letdown.
I agree. I liked the episode overall. It was very, very cheesy. Like it was disgustingly cheesy. Like some of the stuff that happened during that episode, it was like I rolled my eyes a couple of times. Like the courtroom scene was just absolutely disgusting. Like you said, where did that villain come from? I still don't know who it is without
Why was she
going through
there?
and looking at a recap. She just burst in. Oh, well, let me take off my shoes and Hulk out. Oh, Hulk out here in front of everybody? Okay. Super kick. Oh, we can continue with court now. Woo, 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 woo. I just like the CGI is still horrible. It's a lot better than what the previews were.
Yeah.
Which we were talking about in Telegram. Like the Hulk still looks like the movie version of the Hulk. And I know everything going on with the special effects teams and the time crunches and everything that's come out. It's probably why they probably didn't have enough time to make her look as good as the Hulk does. But I guess I'm gonna have to get used to it because I don't see it changing.
Why are they like
very much.
sexualizing She-Hulk? It's like she has this like long, luscious hair, and it like her whole appearance changes when she turns into a green monster.
Well,
I don't
that's how she looks.
understand.
That's how she looks in the comics.
Yeah, it's
Why
page
doesn't
accurate.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that her secret identity? She's supposed to look frumpy lawyer-like.
Kind of. Yeah.
Hey,
Or Kate gets glasses and she gets like a bad perm.
don't judge my kinks, okay?
Oh no!
All right, well, I mean, if you
Well,
want the floor, you can, but I don't know that we want to hang out for this. So I guess we can air this out now.
No,
What'd you
do
think
not
of it, though, Adrian? What'd you think of the besides the kink part that clearly you were into? What else? What else did you like about this show?
no, I
This
thought I
man's a
thought the same
sicko.
thing. Like from the get go, you can see The Office, and you can see, what she's all about. She's all about women empowerment and being like, an up and coming lawyer and trying to fight through whatever, the normal storyline for a woman. We guessed it last time, so. But it all was okay until the end, where I thought they laid flat on the fight scene. Why are we cutting that like a TV show that ran out of budget?
Yeah.
You're Disney.
It,
Stop this. Seek help.
SOS.
Yeah, it felt like an
was
afterthought.
So cheesy.
Yeah.
It was so cheesy.
It was bad, but I think the rest of the show was great. I love that they got the origin out of the way quick. It is a really bad origin because in the comics, isn't it like a whole blood transfusion or something? It's a little bit more. And he's like, oopsie, I spilled blood. I mean, I guess we got that with like Abomination in the first movie. Like clearly his blood has some of it. That's how they make Abomination. We have that, but it's like just, oh no, it spilled and you're also open. It was really convenient, super weird. But hey,
Extremely convenient.
they took a page out of Moon Knight. We're done with the origin story. Cool. Let's move on. Now she's She-Hulk. We don't got to play around for 6 episodes figuring out what's happening. Awesome.
And
great.
because she's a woman and has to work on managing her anger every day, all the time, she's immediately just better.
Oh my god.
See, I disagree here, where I actually didn't mind that. Cool. She explained it. We are probably going to get into it more, but she explained it. I understand it, whatever. The scene that really bothered me was the cat calling scene. We had to have that in the first episode right off the bat already.
It was
Come on, guys.
They started with puny little lawyer guy, like, oh, I think I should deliver the blah, 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 blah. It's just like, why are you starting off with that? Like right away, just shoving it down my throat.
Just show she's a competent lawyer. Like, what's the point? Why do we have to play the game of it's a man's world? Just show she's good at it. Show she doesn't have to deal with all this crap. But we're gonna get more of it. That's what this show's gonna be. It is what it is. But I think they still started off well. I think, like Shelby said, all the Hulk and her stuff was great. It was funny. They're clearly letting Mark Ruffalo be Mark Ruffalo and not like a weird what's Edward Norton clone like he was kind of earlier in the MCU where he's like sulky. They're letting him do what he's good at.
Well, I just hope that they make this storyline a little bit better. I would like to see just a little bit more creativeness in the story.
Yeah.
I really don't want to watch like another up and coming boring storyline. I just hate it. Like it's real nice for like teenager kind of shows, but there's a point where you grow out of it and it's just like you become, a boss of your own life. So
just make it different.
Something like that.
It's going to be a little girl in the next episode. Are you that lawyer superhero?
Oh, I saw you on.
And then she transforms into the Hulk in front of her. Yeah, and like winks at her.
I
and then
saw
talks
you
to the
take
camera.
your shoes off.
we got a comment in the chat. One of our followers, thank you for following, said, I like the accelerated background since the number of episodes is limited.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best part. Like, if we're gonna do it and it's not gonna be that great, get it over with. Move along. Let her start dealing with the powers so she can be good at the powers, and we can have the fun part of the superhero story. We know the origin story. Just get to the point. We all know it. We don't need to be told it over and over again.
I like how they filled in the blip gap too, with Tony Stark building the lab for the Hulk and the Hulk doing all the experimentation, healing his arm. I thought that was pretty cool.
Their sweet little bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two should have been
with
old
his
men
buddy
retiring together.
R.I.P. Tony Stark.
Pour one out, man. Save the universe, though. Can't blame him. Him and Cap. Still, again, also, I mentioned it earlier, but that was probably one of the best post-credit scenes. Totally useless, but just hilarious.
Yeah.
Just very good. Very good.
Got me. It wasn't a like birthing like Game of Thrones.
Oh God, that was so graphic. We didn't even talk about that. They like really showed everything. I mean, I guess, but like, wow,
Welcome to
everything.
childbirth.
Right. I like
Man,
how
oh man.
in the the after credits for that show, if you just keep roll credits in little in the episode inside the episode, they're like, yeah, we wanted to show how childbirth used to be. I'm like, used to be.
Apparently,
Still
they like test screened it with like a bunch of different sets of women, and I guess a lot of their feedback was that it was not grotesque enough. I guess they really want to drive home that punch of my body, my choice. So
I'm just wondering the person who's going to change their mind on that stance because they watched an episode of a Game of Thrones spinoff. Like, I mean, if it gets to one person, it gets to one person. But how is your life going? That's the one that made you make that choice. Like, oh, I was wrong this whole time. Thanks, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon.
Women should get excused and not die.
Yeah, jeez. But
For
I
a baby
mean, they accomplished what they wanted to show, I guess. But man, oh man.
Then Viserys didn't even think twice. He was pretty much like, yeah, so I love you, honey, but you're out of here.
I'm gonna get that son.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be okay after they get her high as a kite.
Right. The milk of the poppy, my boy. Milk of the poppy.
Oh, God.
That Hennessy strong.
Back to Captain America. Let me go on this one. Is this the first time that he's been confirmed dead, or did I miss that previously?
I would assume they had to have talked about it in Cap and Winter Soldier, or Falcon and Winter Soldier, because that's the whole point of making a new Captain America. Or at least they know he's gone. I think maybe Bruce figured it out.
I knew he was retired.
Yeah.
But they were kind of like talking in the sense that he has since died. But
yeah, maybe Bruce just kind of figured out, because I think he tells Bruce, or Bruce figures out really quick at the end of Endgame that he's not coming back after he sends him. Yeah. So maybe it's official confirmation, but he's the smartest man alive still. So there you go.
At least we know it's Captain America and not Captain America.
Oh boy. All right. So that was our MCU in review for this week. I got to move on past that. We're just going to keep on going here. And now we're going to go to our favorite universe that we love talking about, DC Comics. Oh. We have a new savior in the DC Comics realm. Matt Reeves, everybody, is here to save us. Adrian, right? He's the one.
This guy stinks. He's fine. It's fine. I mean, he made his debut DC film, and it was great. No. We'll see.
Great? It was great? That's what we're going with?
It was good. Not great.
Okay.
I think it borders that. It borders great. It was almost there. Except for the third act. The third part of the third act.
Yeah.
But, I think that, they should be holding on to the good talent that they have and letting go of the bad talent. Like, don't know why you still have Patty Jenkins in the house, writing her own script, directing her own stuff. She's a great director. Writing? Nah. Get somebody else in there. Like, just learn from your mistakes and move forward and hold on to the good people that you have. Make some kind of sense about it. Bring out a good universe, even if it's this like noir, like Batman Year 1, 2, or Joker films kind of thing. If that's its own little realm of DC, go ahead, do it. Label it as something and have a little timeline. I don't know. It's just Warner Brothers got so many issues right now that this is probably them saving face.
Some stability there, yeah. Will, anything on this?
Y'all know how I feel about DC. It is what it is.
This doesn't fix it for you. This isn't it.
DC stands for disgusting cinema.
Oh,
Oh boy!
Oh,
Wow.
DC stinks until
wrong word.
Yeah, they're bad until they're not. Oh,
they
we
don't.
actually went to the movies yesterday, and we saw the trailer for Black Adam again, and I just it's gonna stink. I'll probably watch it, but it's gonna be awful. I
Yep.
have no faith in DC at all. Until they show me otherwise, I'm out. And then they just announced today that they pushed back Shazam 2 has been pushed back to May 2023, and Aquaman 2 has been pushed back to the end of 2023.
What are
Oh
we doing?
no!
What are we doing?
What
are
a
we doing?
shame.
What's up with the delays? Too much?
Did Jason Momoa not get in shape in enough time? Like, what's the deal?
They already shot everything, though. It has to be the VFX artist going on strike or something.
Disgusting
Disney.
cinema.
So everything
I'm sure
got
it's Warner's
delayed.
too.
Cinema.
Everything got delayed till next year except for Black Adam.
Should have released Batgirl.
But that tax
Batgirl has been
write-off,
deleted.
though.
Man.
Batgirl has been deleted, destroyed.
They've been
I'm getting
cursed.
that money
That's
back.
what it is. They've been cursed.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
what they get for it.
one of our followers gave it a 8 out of 10 for Batman. And he said Aquaman and Shazam rip March and December. Next.
They're gonna push this Flash movie down our throat, whether we want it or not. But even movies that we might sort of want to see with nobody problematic in it, let's just push those back. Just keep sliding them. That might be why, though. Maybe they have something to do with the new universe they're gonna do or whatever, and they have to wait for Flash, and they're just still trying to figure out Flash. I don't know, but Matt Reeves is gonna be off doing his own thing, keeping Batman alive here. So, Shelby, that bringing you back in? You gotta watch Batman 2? Yeah.
No.
Did you watch
Probably
the
not.
first one? Did you watch the new one? The new Batman?
No. The one with Edward
vampire.
from Twilight?
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
Oh,
No, I
man.
have not seen it.
So we all clown you for liking Machine Gun Kelly, right? And
Yeah.
and
Is he in it?
wait. He is in the
What?
movie in a
This is
hidden
a white.
role. You gotta
This
watch
is
it
a
all the way
white.
through to find it. No, everyone remembers him as the Twilight guy, and he's so much better now than he.
No,
was
I
back.
know. It was just I really appreciate the joke that it's like, oh, the vampire finally turned into a bat.
Oh, can you put the rim shot sound over that? That was good. That was
I can do it in post.
yeah. Please add that in. My goodness.
Robert Pattinson's a great actor. I've seen him in other things. Super great. Batman just has never been like one of my favorite superheroes. He's kind of just a pretentious rich asshole most of the time. So
He really
not.
leaned into that in this movie too. Like that's
Yeah,
really most of the character.
It's just
It's
like
emo
poor me. My life is so bad all the time, and it's just like
You don't want to see a
just-
scene of him sitting in like a sad circle in the middle of his dining room with all this paperwork around, like all this evidence around him, like
No.
just really being emo and my parents are dead because that's what he
Well,
did.
I like
with
the
a lot of
George
mascara.
Clooney and then like that other guy Batman where it's like kind of funny and like nobody's really seems to be taking things that serious. I liked those. But just the constant state of depression, like get Batman some Zoloft or something. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Matt Reeves is the one that actually does it for us. Again, I'm not too sure.
My Chemical Room Batman. Good one.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Black Parade of my Rogues Gallery. Yeah. All right, so we had Game of Thrones. We all seem pretty high up on it, especially coming back. Now Amazon's going to try their hand with their Lord of the Rings show, but they're taking a different path for some reason here. And they're going to drop this in theaters first. The first 2 episodes are going to come to theater of Rings of Power before they drop it. Yeah, what exactly? So Shelby, what do you think? Is this the move? What kind of move is this for them?
No, what is that? I don't want to go to the theater to watch a TV show. I want to sit on my couch. I already pay Amazon so much freaking money. Like, release it on my TV so I can sit at home and watch it. I feel like that's a really bad idea.
What money do you think they're gonna get from this, Adrian? Who's paying for this?
Who's going to the theater to?
Who's going to the theater? The nerds. That's who's going to the theater. The people that went to go see The Hobbit 3. The people that are.
All right, hold up. I'm going to say this as somebody who went to go see the extended edition of Two Towers in theaters, and that's like 6 hours long. I'm not going to go pay to see this. I got Amazon. I'm going to stay at home. Why am I going to go see this in theaters?
It's a bad move. But
it doesn't make sense.
I'm absolutely not going to see Lord of the Rings episode in theaters. That's disgusting.
Especially when it's going to probably leave off on a cliffhanger and you're going to have to wait.
Wait, is it just like
time.
you go and see the one and then they release the other one and then you go and see the second? Or am I getting to see both episodes at the same time?
No, it's both. So I think it's like 2 hours long where they're going to show the first 2 episodes together. Like, I guess like a week before.
So they want you to spend $20 on a movie ticket, $16 on the movie combo. They're going to give you 2 hours while you eat your popcorn and then expect you to go home and watch the rest of it.
Yep, that's correct. Well, not even the rest of it, because I think they're going to do it like The Boys, and they're going to do weekly. Amazon does weekly. Outside of their initial drop, they drop like the first 3 of The Boys, and then they released it week by week. You know what the best part is? If you paid for all that stuff on Prime, you can go ahead and get that in 2 hours for less money. You know, like that's the crazy thing. I don't know why you're going to the theater to see this.
No thanks.
When is the release date for this? Like the true release date? Is it the same?
The second, September 2nd.
So they're releasing it side by side in theaters and Amazon?
No, they're gonna show it at fan events, so like that Fathom events or whatever, for like the specialty screenings, the 31st. So you get it 2 days early because you really got to see them play around with all this jewelry 2 days ahead of time.
Critics, people in LA and in New York are going to go see it. Everyone else in America is going to be.
But critics are going to get screeners of it too, though. They're going to be able to watch it from home too. They already got it. They probably already wrote up everything and they got the memorandum that they got to wait to drop their review. With that being said, some of the early reviews coming out are pretty good for some of the ones that leaked and didn't get too deep into it. They are saying it looks great and it's interesting, but I don't know. It's bumping up against Game of Thrones. We're going to get a slow bleed on it at the same time of another show that's, for most people, probably similar enough. I just don't know why Amazon would do this now. I feel like they should have either done it before or waited till Game of Thrones and picked up at the end and let people carry on after.
Maybe they're single-handedly trying to bring back movie theaters or something for some unknown reason right now that we just don't know. Then Amazon's going to own all the movie theaters and all the land.
I don't get it.
They won't get me, I can tell you that.
Yeah. So Alex says in the chat, I'd rather see Black Adam.
Goodness gracious.
That's tough. That's a tough choice. I might be there because at least it's some new content that I'd have to wait 70 days before it comes to my house. Like, this is 2 days. And like the Fathom events are more expensive too. Yeah. Typically.
Do you think this is a movie?
Ben's definitely going to the movies to watch it.
I already bought my tickets. Don't tell anybody.
Oh my god! I knew it.
I did it. I really didn't. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for this.
No,
disgusting.
But do you think this is like the deal that Amazon or the streaming parties have made with some of the movie theaters? Like, instead of Crunchyroll getting the new Dragon Ball Z movie straight to Crunchyroll for a premium price, they release it in theaters. Or for Rings of Power, are they just doing a deal where they're trying to bring people back to the movie theater so they can eventually do a box office drop of something major? Like, didn't they do Free Guy?
It was in theater.
It was a COVID thing, though, wasn't it? And then Disney decided to put it out on Plus, and it went to HBO Max too. But that's a Fox movie. I think that just got messed up by COVID. I think what they're trying to do is, and it kind of worked in at least the sense of us, people are talking about it now. It's just advertisement. They'll make a couple bucks on it, whatever. But they get a press release in the middle of Game of Thrones dominating, or House of the Dragon dominating everything. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
All press is good press.
Mm-hmm. All right, going back. Speaking of our House of the Dragon overlords at HBO, they're going forward with some original content still, and we got our first look at Last of Us. I know a couple of us, I don't know if all of us have played it before. Have everybody played it before, the game? We all played? Yeah.
I thought it was A Quiet Place.
For some parts, I guess it's similar, but all right. So yeah. So taking a look at it, Will, what did you think of this? I don't even want to call it a trailer. It was almost a teaser. We got like 20 seconds of footage. What do you think?
It was more of a teaser than anything. I mean, the characters look like the characters in the video game. It looks like it's going to be like true to the video game. So I'll probably give it a watch. I'm kind of tired of The Last of Us. The first one was extremely good. I played the hell out of that one. That one was a lot of fun. Last of Us 2, it was all right. I didn't like where the story went with the 2. I won't spoil it, but if it's based on the first game, which it looks like it will be, then I think it'll be pretty good. I'll watch it. And I don't even like scary stuff. But I'll check it out just because I played the game. So
yeah, I'm kind of with you. I kind of disagree though. I don't think they look like the characters at all. I think they went with very interesting casting choices, but Pedro Pascal is incredible. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt on anything. And I think the sets look really good. I think like they kind of captured that look of what the game gives us, especially like when they're out kind of past like the city at the beginning and like in the world. I'm kind of interested to see how they bring that to life. Yeah. Adrian, you gave me a look. What are you upset about?
Well, just that Pedro Pascal is incredible, but I always hear slander towards the Mandalorian and same actor. So I'm
who from who? Not
Disney.
from me. Not from me.
This is not a Star Wars podcast.
Hey,
I've never said I love him in Mando. I thought he was great. He's doing a bunch of work with a mask on for most of it. I don't think he's any of the problems I've ever had with that show.
Well, half of my problem is I never beat the first game. I'm on like hands on. I've seen the ending. Like I've watched some of my friends play through it. At the time, I just didn't have time when it first came out.
Is that worse than me never playing the game that you just didn't even beat it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. And I even
Adrian,
got Lauren to play it a little bit.
This is a safe space. You were scared. It's okay. You could tell us you were scared of the zombies, man. It's fine, bro.
No, I'm not Will out here not watching a whole.
We'll beat two of them. Don't bring Will up in this. We'll beat two of them.
Yeah, how he beat both of those and can't watch Stranger Things?
That's something,
sense.
Huh?
It don't make sense.
They wouldn't have killed the Demi puppy. I ought to watch it. They kill a Demi puppy. I can't watch.
Look, I never finished playing the
game
because I never. I don't know. I just never really wanted to sit down and finish it on my own, even though I know how the story goes in the first part. Second part, it came out. I was just like not interested. Like I wanted to play it on PS4, but I didn't want to pay the $60, and now it's available for a lot cheaper, but I still don't want to pay for it. So
that's when I got it. I got the game like 2 years after it came out. It was free.
Yeah.
So I got it and played it, and it was really, really good. I actually paid for The Last of Us 2, and it was a decent game. But
I got the
like
first
I said, the story went left.
I got the first one when I bought a new PS4, and it came with the PS4 because my old one got fried. And I was like, cool, I got Batman Arkham, and I got Last of Us. Cool. Which one am I going to play? Of course, I play Batman. So, I don't know. It's just...
Yeah.
It's just I never got around to it. So, but I know it's a good story, and I hope it's a good TV show. And hopefully me not knowing what happens in Last of Us Part 2 allows the show to stand off on its own, because with everything, every medium, there's a book for this, and the movie came out, and the book is better. The book is better. The book was better. The TV show sucked. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna enjoy the TV show and then go back.
Yeah, there's also not a lot of video games that get turned into good media outside of the video game
And neither is
itself. So
our
that'll be
host.
interesting.
I think Shelby is having.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
back.
there she goes. Yeah. But yeah, most of the video game media isn't that great anyway. It's kind of hit or miss. So I'm interested to see, and also too, they can kind of build a world around this that is not related to the game, kind of like they're going to do with Walking Dead. Like once we're done with the game, like move on to something else. You can build up and have seasons and seasons of this show in the world. Like nothing,
Yeah.
that'll be interesting too.
Yeah, how they do the expansion of the world. Hopefully,
Yeah.
they can, if it pops off, they can do the Walking Dead route. Have a main series with just the main core characters, and have a side series, the extra world.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. All right, so I think the most interesting piece of media that we've consumed went to a real story. It was a documentary on Manti Te'o. So still in the world of fiction. Yeah, Shelby's face already. We've been talking about this on the side since what is it? Untold? Is it the Untold series?
Yeah.
On Netflix. They've had some good ones. The Malice in the Palace episode was really good. That was like their first one. But this episode about the Manti Te'o fake girlfriend scandal was insane. Shelby, I'm gonna let you kick this off because you've been pushing for this for a bit.
That shit was fucking bonkers. I just do not understand it. Wait, we have an explicit rating. I can say whatever I want.
This deserves it too.
Okay.
I don't know how I didn't really know about any of this other than I was like in college and trying to graduate myself and didn't really give a care about college football. But God, it's just, and it's hard to talk about just because like it has such sensitive issues that are very important to our society as a whole. And I don't want to offend anybody of any sort of standing, but just how does it get that far? And if you don't know, this dude was catfished, not just for like a few months, for 3 years. And this person that catfished him is like a mastermind of manipulation. Just awful. Like you say that you die and you pretend that you're the cousin telling them that you died on the same day that his grandma died, but then, oh wait, just kidding. I didn't actually die. I had to go into hiding. Like, how? God, you have to be 10 kinds of loony to fucked up to do that. Like, oh my God. But then it's also like, why did he never, like, I don't know. I know that, like, I don't know. Maybe I am just suspicious of people and think that everybody in the world is possibly out to get me. But like, if you haven't even Skyped in 3 years, like, how is that possible? Nothing. Just 3 years of this relationship, but you have no contact. You've never actually seen this person in like live video. God, that was just, yeah. And then the documentary was fascinating. And he's definitely a great person for being able to be like, yes, I forgive you, so on and so forth. And, talking about like how it really messed with his football career. I don't know if I would be so nice because I'm like, that person just kept you from getting millions and millions and millions of dollars. Like, ruined your career. Like, you don't get first round draft pick. You're not doing much on the field. Like, you're just there, but like, you're not an exceptional player, so you're not going to get those deals. And it's like everything that you worked hard for your entire life, and it's gone because of this giant scandal. Man, yeah. I don't know. They tried to make, I think you have sympathy for the person who catfished him, and I don't really have any. I don't really have a lot of sympathy for him either, because I don't know. Freaking do a background check if you're gonna date somebody these days. Like, even in 2012, like, make sure it's real, people. Like, let's not do that. It could go on for forever, but yes.
Yeah, Will watched it too. Will, your thoughts on it too? I wanted to see what Adrian's reaction after is. Adrian hasn't watched this yet, so Will, what about you?
Adrian!
You don't you don't want my thoughts on it because I cannot be politically correct on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and just say it's a very interesting story. Like, like I followed college. We paid more attention to it because we watched college football. We were invested.
Yeah.
We know he got catfished. We know the story.
I remember the
But to watch
memes and
that,
all that too,
the
like
memes, the whole nine,
everything.
like
Yeah.
even I made fun of him. Like it was a time where you could make fun of him for it. I watched the documentary. I cannot believe that went on for 3 years. Cannot believe that went on for 3 years. How did that go on for
Oh,
3 years?
we tried to FaceTime was my favorite one. Oh, I can't right now. What?
It's
Like
bad
every time?
signal.
If you don't
Wild.
want to FaceTime, 3 years,
Yeah.
36 months.
Oh, and she had leukemia. I forgot about that part. That was the big thing why they couldn't see each other because she was dying from leukemia after a car accident.
The fact that she is not doesn't have any work as a voice actor too, with how she was able to put on the feminine voice that entire time, because it wasn't
See,
like the weird. No, I'm gonna say something too, and I obviously like she's transitioned since that happened. They put a big disclaimer at the show because I don't think like Manti Te'o and stuff. Obviously, he's not talking to this person anymore. The voice that was on the phone is still different than the voice she uses now. So like there was still some like different effort. It's incredible. Like just the length of hoops that this person jumped through just to catfish this dude for 3 years. It's insane. That was the crazier part.
Well, and then the part where like he goes to the bowl game or whatever in California, and then he meets that person pretending to be the cousin of the dead girlfriend with the niece or the sister or whatever it was. It was just like, how? Oh, and then the Dr. Phil stuff. I mean, I hate Dr. Phil, but yeah, that was
something else.
I believe there's a banned
why was
word.
Dr. Phil in this?
He was on his show. Yeah, he did an interview on the Catfisher. But that was a couple of years ago, I think, or like right after or something. Yeah.
Was she transitioned yet? I don't remember she was transitioned.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, she wasn't. But he had her like pretend to do the voice, and it was just like insane. It was
apparently
creepy.
It hit like he did it through like some forensic. Dr. Phil pulled some forensic BS. Anyway, he's like, we can't prove it was distinctively this person, but it's a 1 in like 3 million probability that like it couldn't be anybody else. Like there's no possible way it was anybody else. It was so crazy. It just everything. And it just kept going. And it was 2 hours long. It's 2 episodes on Netflix. They're an hour each. There's 2 hours of this. And at some point you're just like, all right, come on, dude. Like, Manti, buddy. Like,
there's a word for it. There's a word for it, but Dominic would ban us.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. But yeah, my favorite character of the whole thing is his best friend. And he's like, yeah, my job was to be like his best friend. I hung out. And then they pulled like that. It was kind of like the Rick James from Chappelle where he's like, man, I'd never touch cocaine. He's like, of course I used to do cocaine. It's like one of those. So his buddy's like, yeah, I used to look out for Manti. He was my buddy. And they cut away. They come back to him. Yeah, I didn't think it was my place to tell him about this girl. I was like, that's exactly what you just said. You're supposed to do. It was incredible, man. Like, I don't get it.
Adrian, please watch it.
Okay,
everybody,
I'll watch it this
please
weekend. But
yeah,
there's no way. Like, I could not put myself in his shoes. Because from the outside looking in, this is obvious red flags over and over and over and over and over again. And now, like, since online dating has advanced so much since then, Like, to watch out for those red flags. But like, I can't imagine being online and dating nowadays. Like, I couldn't handle it. I couldn't do it.
Thanks, Adrian.
Hey.
Bro,
the rich has the spoils, you know what I'm saying?
Who has a voice nice enough to where I'd want to date them without seeing them for 3 years?
Hey man, ASMR is very big. So
yeah, for real.
You can't type on the keyboard that great for me to listen to you for 3 years. You can't.
They played the recordings though. It sounded like a woman. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I feel bad for him because he was basically an okay linebacker. He was like a John Bostic for the Gators kind of deal. Good middle linebacker, can probably make the calls, and all his other shit just came along with it and cut his career short. He could have been like a really good linebacker long term. And yeah, we got some comments in the chat. So hang on. Manti sought for psychological help via Facebook, and instead got a catfish to reply to the voice actor comment. She's the next Mark Hamill.
That's great.
Get her signed with Disney pronto.
Yeah, for real.
And then back in my day, you call a 1-900 number for a voice like that. Yeah.
Oh no.
It's just wild. I just don't think I'm glad that he found someone and he moved on and he processed it all, but it's been 10 years. I hope he went to therapy for it and everything. So, but it's just rough.
I mean, they showed part of it too, and you could tell he's upset about bringing it up. But I don't even know. I'm sure the catfishing aspect, in and of itself, is embarrassing enough, and how much he committed to that relationship. But then you're also the butt of a joke for forever. I mean, even recently, before this doc came out, you'll hear a joke every once in a while because it's just such a ridiculous story. Like, it was so insane, and like, he has to live with that forever. And like you said, he played in the NFL. Like, a lot of people can't say that. Like, was his career great? No, it probably would have been better if he left earlier. They mentioned that too. He stayed for his senior year at Notre Dame. He could have left earlier and probably been a first-round pick, second-round pick, like whatever. So, but I mean, he had a career in the NFL. He got to have his dream. He played at Notre Dame, which, say what you will about Notre Dame, is still, they were great then. I know we're all in the same boat, but big school, which that was a crazy part of the story too. He's like, oh yeah, I'm from like Hawaii and I'm gonna go to like South Bend, Indiana. Okay.
It's more than that. It's like, I follow the Mormon faith and I'm going to go to very, very drastic Catholicism.
Yeah, like the most Catholic school in the entire country. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of weird.
But
do you think that if it wasn't for his encounter and like other crazy crap that happened in the NFL, would there be such an initiative for mental health in the NFL now? Like, remember we had a bunch of suicides that happened, or just suicides. One with the Chiefs, I remember he took his life in front of the, Romeo Cornell. And then we had Junior Seau, and we had, Chris Henry had a domestic thing where he fell off the back of a truck. I'm like, what's going on with these athletes where their brains are just not processing? And, in the NFL, on the field, I guarantee you somebody was saying something in his ear after every play.
Absolutely.
They lit him up.
Yep.
I mean, that man has quite the self-control. I will give him that, to have done all of this with. I mean, he did all of it pretty gracefully. Like, even when you watch in his interviews and all this other kind of stuff, and the way that he talks about it and how he just was on the field and off the field, like, he was a stand-up guy all around. I would have been getting penalties left and right for beating the crap out of people for talking smack, but that's me. I also hopefully won't get catfished that severely, so
Yeah, it's hard too to lose, like you said too, and they put him on the spot, obviously, in the documentary of he was a big part of it. It's not like he's in it a couple of times. He's in it a lot. It revolves around him.
Yeah.
And it is fun. Like there are jokes to be had at it, but he's the victim. Like that's the thing. Like was he maybe not the smartest? Yeah, sure, whatever. People make mistakes, but he's the victim in all it. He got taken for a ride because this other person has some serious issues as well. You know.
and didn't even sue for like defamation of character or anything. Like, good lord.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a
So Alex commented, which is better, Manti's ex or AJ McCarron's at the time girlfriend? Do you remember that? Like
That was the one with
national
Brett
championship
Musburger.
game?
Like
Yeah,
he got removed from coverage because he just talked about her the entire game.
He was
That
like, and this
was
is
wild.
what being a quarterback at Alabama gets you. Look at her.
That man was dangerously horny.
So horny, he's not allowed to call games anymore. He just pulled him off of coverage.
Shit.
You're out of here, pal.
That was ridiculous.
Man.
It was God, who were they playing? Alabama versus who? It was the Irish,
Was it-
right? Yeah, I think
Was it that game? That's what I
think
thought it was that
It was
game.
that
Yeah. They cut to it. They don't talk about that in the show, but they cut to it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is the game where like Musburger just went off on his girlfriend. Like, just kept. Oh man.
Shelby, are you familiar with what happened there? Long story short, AJ McCarron's girlfriend was extremely attractive, and Brent Musburger, right?
Yeah, Brett Musburger. He used to
he
call
spent
the
a
games for
solid-
ESPN.
Yeah, he would call the games. He spent a solid 2 minutes talking about AJ McCarron's girlfriend on national television.
Didn't he? He kept going back to it though. Because she
Wow.
was she the
the
one that was
camera
Brady
kept panning
Quinn's
to it.
sister? Is that her? Was that the whole big story?
I'm looking her up.
I'm pretty sure that was
I'm
it.
not-
She's Brady Quinn's sister.
She's
I
a
thought
model.
maybe not.
Catherine
Maybe that was a
Webb.
different one.
No, I can't
No,
remember if it was Brady's Quinn's sister or not.
maybe that was a different one that he was going off on too. But like he just kept talking about her like over, and then the camera guy like keeps panning all the way in. I was like, oh my god,
it was weird.
it was a lot.
That was
That's
so
creepy.
weird.
It was a
it
lot.
got weird.
Yeah.
I hope he was on drugs or something. God.
No, he's just as they would politically say it, he's from a different generation. So
Oh my
Oh,
god.
They just
well,
put him out to pasture and let him go away from that one. Yeah.
2010-ish is this.
Yeah, he's just yep. It was creepy then. So there you
Look
go.
at-
That's
look
how
at
you
AJ
see.
McCarron's girlfriend. Oh, wait.
Wait, for reference, I'm about to put her up for reference.
Wow, you pulled that quick.
For research purposes.
Hang on, here we go. There she is.
Are they still together?
His wife now. Let me look him up. I had her up, and it autofilled to wife. That's amazing.
You're lucky that was the first autofill.
God.
Goodness gracious alive.
Yeah.
All right,
I think
so
they're married. Well, there you go.
there you go. There it is. All right, so you got to get on this Manti Doc so we can get your take on this next week because this is probably the most important thing that dropped outside of House of the Dragon. Those are like neck and neck for top of the week. All right. Speaking of football, though, we got our NFL season. The preseason's wrapping up, and thank God because we got another Giants injury today. Everybody's dropping, man. Just leg injuries everywhere. I'm done with it. And they dropped the game. Like we're at 3 games. We got this many people hurt in the preseason. Like let's move along. So many rookies keep getting hurt too. Like let's go. Let's get into the season. At least
And
keep them.
the crazy thing is they shortened the preseason. It's only 3 games. And
That's what I'm saying. And it's still
Yeah,
they're still getting
crazy.
cut down. But all right, so I'm gonna put you all on the spot. We're gonna do this way too early. I'm gonna start with Adrian. Super Bowl. Who's going to Super Bowl?
The
go.
Jacksonville
Yep.
Jaguars. Let me stop.
Thank you.
What
What do you
there's
mean? Don't
big.
stop.
There's no shot. There's no shot. There's no shot.
There's always a chance.
There's always a chance, but no shot this year.
What are you talking about? Of course, we can go into the Super Bowl.
I think.
Oh, it's this time of year. He's all the way diluted. We're good. Perfect.
You gotta
We lost-
manifest your dreams, guys.
We've lost
you gotta
them.
manifest.
We've lost them, folks.
I
So
mean,
there's always that team that goes like worst to first and makes it really deep in the playoffs. And then there's that team that's trying to make it there for the first time and finally gets over the hump. There's that team that's always there that you got to get over the mountain to get, to the Super Bowl. So I think that Tampa Bay loses in the championship to the Bills. I mean, not to the Bills, to the I'm sorry.
Green Bay Packers.
No, not those bums, those scrubs. Absolute terrible. To the Cowboys.
Ew.
Whoa.
Take
Wow.
that back. I
I
don't
think-
like that at all.
I think Dak and them finally make it off of pure, like a good run. They win a division easy. They're healthy at the end of the year. They have the high scoring offense. They finally make it. They play against Brady. Brady's, old and broken and on the Masked Singer. It's over. He he moves out the way, and Dak gets to the Super Bowl finally. They play against the Bills. The Bills beat the Chiefs and make it through the gauntlet. That's the AFC, and they're the last team standing at the end. I think the Bills finally get it done because it's very hard to stop that team. They have a great defense. They have a great offense. They've just got a new rookie running back that's going to solidify their running game. So, it's really hard to bet against that team. And my boy Gabriel
Davis. Let's go. Seminole High alum, but baby, let's go.
Yeah. So that's who I think is gonna win it all. I think the Bills. I think they also, like, as bad as Jags fans had it. Imagine if you were in the Super Bowl multiple times and lose them with one of the
4
best
years
teams
in a row.
Like,
Not once, not twice, not 3 times,
Back
4
to
times.
back losses.
And then
Yep.
you think, you have this streak of since 1988 to like 1999, you only missed the playoffs 1 or 2 times. Like all those chances, and you couldn't get one. And then you finally think you're going to get back to it in 1996, get knocked off by a Jags team or whatever. Come on.
Yeah.
It's a world of hurt for them. So I'm really hoping that they can pull through. That's my pick.
All right, Shelby, who you got?
Since I had so much time to think about this, 30 seconds to be exact.
Yep.
I gave you time.
All you need. That's all you need.
You didn't. I mean, I did look up like the DraftKings odds on like who it is currently just to see, and the Bills are the #1 choice to win, followed by Tampa Bay, Kansas City, and Green Bay. Thank you. We are there.
Hashtag DraftKings sponsorship. Just send that check our way. Thanks, DraftKings.
Yeah, please. I could use some of that money. But I mean, I want to have faith in my Green Bay Packers, even though we are controversial and blah 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 blah. It doesn't matter. Even though it does matter, I just I don't know. How many times have we gone to like a conference championship and then it's Tom Brady and then we just lose every time?
It's not always Tom Brady though. That's the thing.
It's
Like y'all lost some games to some bums. To some
yeah. I
scrubs.
mean, 49ers, Tampa Bay. I would be happy if the Bills won the Super Bowl though. Like I like the Bills. I don't know. They were really impressive last year. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'd like for Green Bay to stop choking at the last second, but we'll see if that happens. But yeah. I don't know. I just want somebody new and different to like win the Super Bowl for once. Like I don't want it to be Tom Brady. I don't want it to be like Mahomes. Like I just want it to be somebody different, somebody who hasn't won in forever, somebody like a team that really, kind of earns it and deserves it. Like I'm just tired of these powerhouses winning on probably technicalities.
Who are you picking?
I'm still picking Green Bay, but yeah.
Yeah.
Bills #2.
The only thing the Packers are immunized from is playoff wins, so that's a good thing.
speaking of playoff wins, Packers since 2012 lost 45-31 at San Fran, Kaepernick game. Lost
Yes, I am aware. I watched it.
2016 to the Atlanta Falcons, 28-3 year.
He kicked our ass every time we played him too.
Lost in 2015, 26-20 overtime. That's the Larry Fitz game. Okay. Lost in 2019, 37-20. Y'all don't even stand a chance. Okay. Lost to the Cardinals again in 2009, 51-45.
I'm just saying that I have unwavering faith.
Look.
What is when we have to clip this and play this back at the end of the year when you're just totally wrong and they win? You just made the Packers win. I don't know why you did this.
Just listen to the teams you named. You know, Jacksonville is awful. Okay, whatever. But when we get to the playoffs, we lose to teams like the Patriots.
Yeah.
When Green Bay gets to the playoffs, they lose to the Cardinals.
Okay, if you keep going on that list, though, we technically lose to the person who loses the Super Bowl or wins the Super Bowl. So at least it's the first or second team. It is. Go back to that list.
Well, how does that make your case even better?
At least
you're getting beat by the winners.
To the Super Bowl.
Oh my God, dude!
It's just easier when your team doesn't make it ever. Like I don't understand. Who cares? Way easier.
But how? I don't understand how you can pick.
Welcome to Green Bay. We'll show you to your Super Bowl
lose to the
seats.
Patriots because you're like the wild card. So you don't get to play the easier team. You have to play the hardest team because you just made the playoffs.
Well, look, you guys made it deep last year, and you lost because of special teams. What did you do this year? You dropped your star receivers, and you didn't do anything on special teams. So, what we doing?
What could go wrong?
We're gonna put glue on their hands and cheat.
That's a plan right there.
Take a page out of the Little Giants. That's what we're gonna go with here.
I was thinking the replacements, but yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, Will, what do you got?
You already know who I got. The Jacksonville Jaguars are winning the Super Bowl.
All right,
I can get behind that.
Who do we really got? Let's hedge our bets here.
All right.
Who are they playing then? Give me who they're playing.
Jacksonville versus the Rams. Jacksonville wins.
Versus the Rams? You think the Rams can go back to back?
I think the Rams are going back.
They have
My honest
opinion,
I think the Bills will win the Super Bowl this year. They have a pretty good team. Everybody's coming back. Ken Dorsey's the new offensive coordinator. He was the quarterback's coach last year, so not too much is changing. I think they finally get over the hump. They should have went the last year, honestly. That overtime game with Kansas City was nuts.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I got the same pick as well here. I said Bills Rams. Yeah. I think the Dolphins fan in me does not want to pick the Bills, but like at this point, they're just so close. How do they not? And I think if they played the Rams last year, like they could win that game. If they had made the Super Bowl, they weren't just there hanging around. They could have won that game too.
They could have won.
I mean, you know, it was a close game anyway for the most part, but here we are. So I think the Bills. I think the Bills finally do it too. I don't want to see that happen. Here we are.
I just want to say in 2020, the Green Bay Packers lost 31-26 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes, I was there. I
saw. Rough stuff there. Rough stuff.
But they won the Super Bowl that year.
Okay.
That was 2010, 2011?
She's talking about the Bucks.
Talking about she wants that. She wants them the Green Bay participation.
At least we're losing to the team that won. I don't know. You justify it any way that you can. Y'all are Jacksonville Jaguars fans. You get it. Can we all just agree that the Browns will be the last team in the NFL?
Bills Niners from the comments.
Bills Niners. Oh.
Niners.
Yeah, I don't think the Niners are making it, my brother. It's okay. Drop a Twitch Prime and we'll pray for you. Anywho, I really think that this season is going to be crazy either way because there's so much good talent across the league. So anything can happen. I'm looking at the AFC West. Whoever survives that is going to be well prepared for the playoffs. Like,
That's the toughest division right now.
Yeah, that was turned into an arms race overnight, and it went from the Raiders almost being the joke of. I mean, they were good last year too, but like I feel like almost the joke of that division and all that, and they're almost on the top, and now we have like the Broncos. Like, oh, they've been awful. Well, now they got Russ, and I don't know, a bunch of nobodies at wide receiver, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. They have a good defense. They had a good defense last year.
No, they don't have nobodies at wide receiver. They have two good receivers there. They have Sutton and they have Judy. And then
if they stay healthy, sure.
Coming up.
Yeah, we'll see.
And
they should have a good running game too, though. They got two really good running backs. We'll see how good Melvin still is, but
run the pro formation. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
It's just surprising that the AFC got so good so quick. Mm-hmm. When we used to say like, oh, Tom Brady's coming out of the AFC. That's it. And now it's Tom Brady's probably going to come out of the NFC. And the AFC is going to be a dogfight.
Yep.
So,
and I mean, you said it too. Like the Bills should have been the team in the Super Bowl last year. They were the best team in the AFC pretty much all year. And they couldn't even make it out. You know, the Chiefs have been good for how long now? And maybe they're going to struggle. They might not even be the best team in their division anymore. Like, it's so weird. Like, the AFC got really good really fast.
The Jags beat the Bills 9-6.
Yeah.
Baseball, baby. Baseball, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we got our Super Bowl picks. I guess this is a Bills podcast now. I don't know how that happened, but here we go.
Yeah.
Bills Mafia, hashtag Bills Mafia. Throw that up in the chat. Throw that up on Twitter. Don't tag me though, because I still got my Dolphins Avi up there. I don't need everybody to see that. But so we're done. We're done with weeks without football. This is it, man. College football starts this weekend. We got 11 games. We got fantasy draft season. Speaking of which, we're gonna try and live stream ours next week. There's a few of us in a league in here. We're gonna try and bring you that live as we auction draft the one true league.
The one true league.
The one true league. But yeah, that's it. That's it for this week.
$120 on Jonathan Taylor.
120? You better put all 200. You better put all 200.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you.
Here goes Will's strategy of drafting two running backs that
and
are
then
at the top, and then
nap time.
No other reason for me to draft.
Hit that nap button.
Yeah. Along with that, we're going to be streaming that. And we're going to be doing another giveaway. So stay tuned. Got 2 more AMC tickets in the chat. All you have to do is leave a comment, be a subscriber, follow the podcast, like us on Twitter, follow our socials. You'll be entered to win. The last winner.
Let's get some people too. You know what we should do too is get some people who leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We got to get those numbers up too. So subscribe there, download the episode, hit that 5-star rating, drop a little comment in there.
If you like us, then like us.
If you don't, then do not give us a thumbs down. My ego is very sensitive and I will cry.
Oh no.
Packers fans in a nutshell.
Yeah, just remember, in the words of the great Herm Edwards, you play to lose the game to the team that loses the Super Bowl. Just like he said.
Every year.
That's it. That's the goal, man. You play to lose to the team that loses. That's what you want to do.
I have goals.
All right. That's it for the Dug In podcast for this week. Thanks for listening in. Y'all have a good night.
Peace out.